I thought this was interesting on Clemson and Florida State. And I've been tracking this because it's interesting to me. You guys know that ESPN has this thing called the Football Power Index. And you can go to ESPN.com. You can go to Clemson, Florida State, click on the page for that game. It'll bring up the odds for that game. I've been writing down what the odds are for that game, and I've never seen an odds line change as much as this one has. On 9/11, a week ago Monday, that's 11 days ago, Clemson had a 26% chance to beat Florida State. On 9/14, which was last Thursday, Clemson had a 28% chance to beat Florida State. On 9/16, in the evening time, last Saturday, Clemson jumped to a 33% chance to beat Florida State. On 9/18, which was this Monday, they had a 36% chance to beat Florida State. And I checked again yesterday, and darn if that number hadn't gone up from 36% to 43%. I've never seen that happen before. Barring like some super stud Heisman Trophy winning quarterback is now injured, I have never seen that happen. Clemson's chances of beating Florida State have gone from a week ago Monday, 1 out of 4, 26%, to last night, 43%. And at this rate, are they going to be above 50% by the time kickoff comes around? You've heard me say that there is no, if the only upset that can happen tomorrow is if Clemson loses. That's the upset, okay? Clemson winning in Death Valley, it's an insult for anyone to say Florida State was upset. You're playing in Death Valley. That's an insult, man. It's only an upset if Clemson loses that particular game. But what are your theories as to why those odds have changed so much? Here are mine. Number one, Florida State's performance last week against Boston College. Some would argue they could have, maybe should have lost that game to Boston College last week. Looked very, very human. Was a look-ahead game. I think Clemson's going to get a much better Florida State than Boston College did. Number two, Jordan Travis's shoulder. All right. Banged it up. Was not 100% then. Is not going to be 100% tomorrow. Okay? Whatever percent he is, given that he's not 100%, that affects the odds, right? And then number three for me, just a general sense I have that Clemson's talent is maturing, right? You've got Tyler Brown, and they've needed a wide receiver to step up, and I don't know why it isn't Antonio Williams. I don't know why it isn't Bo Collins. I don't know why it isn't Adam Randall, but it's not. It's Tyler Brown and his band of renown. And he is the guy that's stepping up. Will Shipley stepping up. Cade Klubnik playing a little bit better. The offensive line starting to look a little bit more cohesive. Defensively, Clemson's talent stepping up, right? Number 8 in the nation on defense. So why have the odds changed? That's why the odds have changed. Diesel, I get the sense, man, that, a week ago, there wasn't a lot of hope that Clemson could win this game. And I firmly get the belief right now that a majority of Clemson fans are expecting to win tomorrow.
Yeah, sure they are, but where's everybody talking about it? Where are the callers? Where are the texters? Where are the people in the YouTube thread talking about Clemson going to win this game, talking about specifics? We get the daily cast and crew of people who reach out to the show, but I don't think that thank you, P Digits. You just put the word Fink in my mind because he just texted Finkel is Einhorn. I don't get it. I think there's a quiet apprehension among Clemson fans because they're just not talking about it.
Well, yeah, and I'm doing a lot of talking. I know that I'll probably be picked up by freezing cold takes tomorrow if Florida State wins, Diesel. That's fine. We haven't even made our picks yet, so I don't even know if I've said anything that's freezing cold takes worthy. But our picks come your way 1 hour from now. We will share with you who we've got Clemson, Florida State tomorrow. To what degree is Dabo's legacy affected by the events of tomorrow. You know, you've heard me say on the show today, guys, I don't think you could possibly exaggerate how important this game is. If Dabo loses this game, okay, now we're going to look at the positive, but let's start on the negative side first, okay? If Dabo loses this game, no playoff for the third year in a row. Very fair at that point to say Clemson is not what they used to be as a program, right? Has Dabo lost his touch? Does Clemson, and I don't think Dabo is in any danger of being fired. I don't think Dabo's on the hot seat, but I do think there's a level of pressure there. Because if they lose this game, Clemson fans enter next season with a bit of a negative taste in their mouth. And if Clemson finds themselves the same place next season that they will this season, should Clemson lose this game, then by next season, I do think Dabo's on the hot seat. Okay? Dabo's a year away from being on, in my opinion, to a degree, the hot seat, right? Dabo wins this game. Clemson is right back in the catbird seat, controlling their own destiny to play for and defend their ACC crown. And you're looking at perhaps the most impressive run in that conference in the history of the conference. And oh, by the way, Clemson's still alive for the college football playoff. Clemson at that point with a win over Florida State would also be a favorite over Notre Dame at home, right? So, I mean, think about how much the legacy of Dabo is affected by the events of tomorrow, too. It's incredible. Really is something to behold. Texter says, Mark, Velveeta shells and cheese all day. That is liquid gold, man. Diesel, do you like Velveeta shells and cheese? Is that part of the trash to you, or do you like that?
It's trash. No. Trash. If your ingredients are shells, powdered cheese, and water, GTFO with that.
No. You're thinking of the wrong product, Diesel. The shells and cheese have the liquid cheese in the pouch. It's not powdered anymore.
Oh, so you mean not real chease? You mean fake pouched cheese?
It's pouched.
It's not real cheese, man.
Oh,
Stop
good.
with that. It's not real cheese.
It's
loaded up with salt and sugar and preservatives and junk. Mad Kraft has got a problem with my mac and cheese take.
As should everybody.
All this trash mac and cheese is banished forthwith from my kingdom.